Hey guys, I'm Tim.
And I'm Dan.
It's the Board Game Rundown. Today is our Gencon news special.
Let's see, how many pages?
Listen, we really are going to talk about like 3 or 4 game companies.
Sure.
Because there is so much Gencon stuff, and there's no way we're even close to covering a third of it.
Yeah.
Which it's great that there's still all these releases and they're doing the online sales, to try to like keep the spirit of the convention alive. As someone who is usually there at the convention, at first I was like, I don't want to look at anything. I'm just too sad. Like, I don't want to be reminded of the fun things that I'm not doing right now.
That makes sense.
But I have a responsibility to the show.
You do.
So I had to look. And then I was like, why did I look? There's so much stuff.
There's so much.
There is so much stuff. Do we just want to start with Fantasy Flight and just like work our way through the Fantasy Flight list?
It is so overwhelming that I think we should just start there.
Okay. And I've got some hot takes on one of these Fantasy Flight things.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll let you start.
I have no opinions. They paid me to not have an opinion for this.
You got paid to not have an opinion?
No.
That's why I'm so grouchy. I didn't get any money for this.
So they announced a couple cool things for Keyforge. That was the first thing I saw.
Have you played Keyforge?
I have. I think it's a really cool game.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I wish that I had opportunity to play it more.
Sure, yeah.
'Cause
I only have like 3 decks or something.
I
so,
bought-
and they're technically my brothers.
Sure.
So-
I've got a bunch of decks. I haven't played all of them. I made Bob play with me, and I skunked Bob every time.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Bob always beats me at Magic. So I think Bob's like, this game's dumb because I beat him silly.
Yeah,
I
no.
beat him silly.
This game is not dumb, Bob.
It's
a cool game.
really good. It's
So,
really good.
They announced a couple things. The first thing that they announced, the first thing they went over that I believe they've already announced in the past, but it comes out this week or something like that, is the mass mutation box.
Yep.
So the couple things that adds is there are now going to be giant mutants that I don't know how this works actually. I haven't been able to see it yet, but they take 2 cards to form one monster.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is that like an Exodia thing? You have to have both cards in your hand?
I don't
and
know.
then
I don't know.
You don't know the word Exodia either, do you?
Nope.
Okay, that's why.
Science.
So 2 cards to make one powerful monster. That's an interesting mechanic for a card game. And there's going to be mutant versions of fan favorite cards. Like I think Bad Penny is the one they gave an example of. So like mutated versions of those cards. So that was the mass mutation thing.
I'm just saying they are doing a lot of things to keep Keyforge really
Yeah, no, they're doing a good job.
Really interesting.
I was worried when it came out because I'm like, it came out with the 8 factions or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, how are they going to keep coming out with more factions? Because then the old decks aren't going to have the new factions mixed in. Like, so I was just confused how it was going to work, but it's working.
It's still working. It'll be really interesting when the new factions that are coming out.
So new factions like in the Dark Tidings or Dark Tidings.
Yeah. That's why I like pumped the brakes on
yeah.
that. I was like, I don't want to step on your announcement.
Hey, do you know about Dark Tidings? What's
Not a ton. I wrote down like highlights, and then we'll talk about.
So Dark Tidings is the new box.
Yep.
Coming out. It's adding 250 new cards.
Yep.
And it is. So this was actually interesting. So the new house is called Unfathomable. But the weird part is it says it replaces House Dis.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work.
What? So House Dis is like a
They got
broken
dissed.
house or something?
I don't know.
Like I thought it was fine. So it replaces House Dis. Whatever that means. And so there are going to be evil twin decks in this one, which is a really interesting mechanic. So basically, if Tim has a deck, right, all the decks are random and everything. So if Tim has a deck called Tim the Unfathomable, really original. I just used 2 words I know.
Yeah, and you don't even know what one of those means.
You might be able to find a deck out there in the wild that's called like Tim the Unfathomable's Evil Twin.
Right.
And it's just evil version artwork of all of Tim's cards.
That's the thing about Keyforge, right? Like, I was very skeptical a year ago or whatever when it came out, but then I played it. Like, the more I saw it, and I'm like, I don't know. This is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
like
cool.
This is like, and the deck names, you know what I mean? And things like that are very creative.
It's not like it's my favorite game ever, but I've been following Keyforge because it is like the epitome of like clever to me. Everything they do is so clever, and the way they're getting this whole thing to work.
For me, it kind of fixes the problem I have with Magic.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because with
You've
Magic,
made a lot of people mad.
it's fine. They're probably not board gamers. They're Magic players.
Good point.
But like with Magic, right? You just sink a bunch of money into buying cards to build like the perfect deck.
Yes.
And that's fine. Valid strategy if you're a whale and you got the money to do it. I love the idea that you just buy this we're gonna play and
Yeah.
battle and shuffle and play again. Well, this deck's not that great.
Exactly.
Get a new deck.
It's not even that the deck's bad, but it's just like, oh, this isn't how I like to play.
Yeah.
I want this combination,
Yeah.
so I'm looking for that deck. Yeah.
Yeah. And
That kind of thing. And then the last thing for Dark Tidings is this is a really interesting mechanic. The high tide, low tide cards are a new, almost like field card, being added to the game where it's going to sit there, and the unfathomable race is going to become stronger on certain cards if there's high tide, so they can rotate that card to cause high tide in play, but their opponent has an action to rotate it to make it low tide again. So it has this thing that you're kind of tug of warring in the center on this card of trying to make each other strong or weak. Very simple mechanic, but I've always loved like field cards in those games that affect the entire how things play.
Sure.
So I like that they're adding something
yeah,
like that.
no, I mean, they're keeping it fresh,
Yeah.
right? They're keeping it very new.
Yep.
And vibrant. Glad to see Keyforge is thriving.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to like jump into like a crazy one?
Yeah, do it.
Right now.
What's coming?
Twilight Imperium
Oh,
expansion.
Okay. You really want me to talk again? Because now you're bringing up my Twilight.
So Twilight Imperium, 4th edition.
Yep.
Is I always say TI3 just out of habit because I played 3rd edition for so long.
I write TI3 a lot.
But Twilight Imperium 4th edition. Oh my gosh, 7 new factions.
Yep.
Makes it up to 8 players.
Yeah, 7th and 8th player.
So in case you wanted to play for more than 1 week at a time, 40 new tiles, new leaders for every faction,
3 each. What?
and mechs.
And mechs.
Mechs for ground combat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this faction box is going to be $100, which sounds like a lot of money. It is twice the cost of most board games, depending on what kind of games you get. Also could just be the cost of one of a Fantasy Flight board game. But $100 is a lot of money. But in my opinion, if you are a Twilight Imperium fan, and I say this as someone who has played all the expansions from 3rd edition, they're all awesome.
Yes.
Like it adds so much stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have already bought in and you're playing Twilight Imperium 4, especially if you've got people that will play it with you, because that's the rub with Twilight Imperium, right?
Yes.
Is it's an all-day thing.
I mean, if you're teaching them, it's definitely an all-day thing.
We played a 6-player game in like 3 hours. one time.
Exactly, yeah. So
If it was 4th edition, we
it's
all knew how to
possible.
play.
And 4th edition streamlines a lot of stuff.
It was. Now, like 3 of us had only played 3rd edition, hadn't
Okay.
played, but so it was like a real brief update. This is different. This is different. This is different. Boom. We go, and we're all just rocking and rolling. That's my kind of Twilight Imperium game. Like, if I can knock one out in like 3 or 4 hours,
Sure.
that's still a long
Get a
time.
game of that quality in barely more time than like other heavier games. Like, yeah, that's impressive. That's nice.
But there's so much stuff. The new tiles look awesome. The mechs look awesome.
I will say, this is obviously Fantasy Flight. It's a business, right?
Yes.
But I will say, this thing's $100.
Yes.
If they had just added 3 colors to this game and made it up to 9 players, this would be a standalone expansion. It has everything you need in it to be standalone.
Yeah.
Except that you can't play Twilight Imperium with 2 players.
Well, you won't have all the tech cards and stuff like that.
Oh, well, you don't think it comes with more tech cards?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They haven't announced.
I don't know.
Not that I've seen.
Yeah.
But the 2 of the factions they've talked about so far are freaking amazing.
Yeah,
like
they're
just
really
the
cool.
story. So here's the other thing about Twilight Imperium is it's a fun game to play and to like check out. But really, like when you got some time, like read the lore, like the
Yes.
story behind it.
That's one of the things that made me love Twilight Imperium so much when I played it the first time was you flip your character board over and there's an entire
Just got a
story
whole
that
thing.
gets you into that universe and you're just like, this is so well written.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
It was in a similar thing is like why I got into Warhammer. Like I
Oh,
used
sure.
to play Warhammer back in the day,
Yeah.
right? But like I played Wood Elves and you had all the lore of the Wood Elves. And my buddy played Empire and we had all of that. So we'd have all these while we're playing, we're talking trash and
Yeah,
we're
you'd
using
know
the
why you
lore.
hate each other.
Yeah, as the jokes, right? But you could do that in Twilight Imperium as
Yeah.
well. Like it's just a very lived in, very well-rounded universe. I freaking love it.
Yeah.
I don't have TI4.
I do.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, guess what? You're getting the expansion because we got to play it.
Yeah, I know, man.
Oh, man. And I know our friend Caleb, who's been on the show before, he is a diehard Twilight Imperium guy. He's going to love it.
Yes,
That
he is.
stuff looks amazing. Looks amazing. Okay, what else you got?
A couple small things. Arkham Horror had an announcement
Yep.
for the Ismith Conspiracy. They announced the 6 Mythos packs that are coming out, and they announced that I believe this is the first one adding vehicles to the game for travel and stuff. That's basically it, though.
I don't have a ton on it, but it's good that they're keeping the Arkham Horror card game going because it's
People
really
love it.
fun. I've only played the first couple like base game bits.
Never touched it.
Tough and really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I'd like to play it actually with more people.
Sure.
Or, like, one other person. But yeah. Not you.
Understandable.
So did you see the Lord of the Rings Journeys into Middle-earth expansions?
Yep.
So, like, that stuff looks really neat.
Yeah.
And they've got more things coming out for it.
That's what people have been asking for, too, for that game.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And I haven't played that yet.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I've seen it played. I was at a game night. We were playing. What were we playing? Oceans on one side of the table, and Journeys in the Middle Earth was
you
being
just kept
played.
looking.
I did. It looked neat with the app, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you are a Lord of the Rings fan, you've got Journeys into Middle Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eyes peeled because
I think-
there's more stuff coming.
Yeah, I
for
think
you.
the two big things they announced for it was Haunting of Dale is a
Yep.
digital campaign.
Oh yeah,
they're
the digital
adding.
campaign. Yep, huge.
And Dwellers in Darkness is a figure pack that goes with Haunting of Dale and the previous expansion thing that I don't remember the name of.
Right.
But yeah, those are like the two big things they announced, but they said more is coming. Yes. So
Winter is coming.
exciting.
Well, wait, wrong series.
I mean, it is though. Marvel Champions.
Marvel Champions fans,
Yep.
I haven't played it yet, but there's a ton of new expansions for it.
Yep.
There's Rise of the Red Skull. Then they've got the hero packs for Quicksilver, Hulk. Wait, maybe did I write Hulk? I wrote Hulk. Is there a
Hulk
new
was
Hulk
a
one?
champion pack. I don't know what
Okay.
that means, but yeah.
Then there's Wasp, Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch, and now there's going to be a new thing they're doing where if you're playing with like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, they will like build off of each other.
Yes.
Because they're brother and sister. If you don't know comic stuff.
What? I've
right?
seen the movie.
Actually, in the comics, they're the children of Magneto.
Uh-huh.
But then they also do a like Ant-Man and Wasp also
Yep.
play off of each other,
Makes
and
sense.
then there's a Kang.
Once and future Kang.
Yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
love the title.
Made me laugh.
I need to play Marvel Champions because I
Yeah,
am a card
too.
games guy.
Well, yeah, that's the one that when I first saw it, I was like, "Is this Sentinels of the Multiverse?" But
Right.
Marvel, and it's not exactly.
Right.
But like, it has that feeling. And
yeah.
Like, yeah.
And
I
it looks
wanna
neat.
play
It looks really good. And I've heard a lot of good things, so
Mhm.
I need to check it out.
And then Galaxy's Most Wanted.
Got it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Again.
Yep.
Yeah. Adds Rocket Raccoon and Groot and 5 scenarios in that universe. That
Yeah, so again, it's exciting because they've got these neat properties and they keep building on it, and it looks like they're doing a lot of good stuff with it.
Yep.
I'll just go real quick. Star Wars Armada added a bunch of Clone Wars ships,
Yep.
Separatist ships.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Armada, has straight up separatist. Like, yeah, it looks awesome.
I wish I played.
Yeah.
I've never played. It's not cheap to get into.
Mm-hmm.
But if I ever get the opportunity to play, I will play it because I love tactical tabletop war game
Yeah,
stuff.
I have some X-Wing stuff. I love the game, but that's definitely a game we talked about earlier. Getting someone else to play with you. It's just like, okay, well, here's what the ships do. Okay, now you have to build your crew.
Right,
You have to,
right.
what abilities do you want on your ship? And everyone's like, okay, slow down. Like there's
Sure.
a lot going on.
I
if they're,
think
if they're
to
new.
play, right, you just have to go, look, you're going to play as this.
Correct.
And it's all built for you.
Correct. And
And
that's
once
what
you
usually do,
get your
yeah.
feet wet, then you can.
Of course, that's the better way to do it. I'm just saying, even after getting their feet wet, a lot of people are like, I don't really want to do more.
Oh,
You know,
sure.
there's a lot of
Again,
game
though,
there.
right, like as a Warhammer guy,
Sure.
I would sit down and build my army,
Yeah.
like
I had
on my
the-
points
I had
list.
the app on my phone.
Oh, man.
I was naming my
Man.
squadrons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing that's always been with the Star Wars universe is, yes, the original ships, the original movies, they're better. Sorry if you feel different, but they're better. But the design in the Clone Wars and stuff is incredible. Like almost
They look
every
neat.
ship in the Clone Wars, like the Jedi starfighters and the Separatist Vulture droids, you're just like, man, these designs are so cool. So to see them start making their way into X-Wing and Armada finally
Right.
is awesome.
Right.
That ship
No.
design is great.
Keep it coming, is what I say. Give me more.
Yeah.
Give me more. Give me more. Because eventually I will have time and I will play X-Wing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
And
I
speaking
want
of X-Wing, they added some Rise of Skywalker
They did.
stuff.
They did. Yeah. So there's some new X-Wing stuff. There's new Armada stuff. There's some new stuff for Legion, which I have not played, because I have gotten completely away from having to assemble miniatures
It's not even that
and
for me.
paint them. I can barely paint them.
Sure.
So like assembling them too.
It's just, do I want another miniatures game is my problem.
Yes.
It just won't make it to the table.
But right,
So,
that's the problem.
yeah, it looks awesome though.
It looks
but yeah,
great.
They added Anakin.
Anakin.
They added some Republic Commando clone troopers. I
Again,
think.
it's all Clone Wars
Yeah.
Prequel stuff.
And that's all I remember offhand.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't dive too deep because I
Yeah.
don't play it.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have like a passing interest. Like, ooh.
I watch.
Yeah. I peek at it. So did you see? Here are my hot takes are going to come in.
Okay.
Did you see the X-Men Mutant Insurrection?
I did. Yeah, I watched the little short video. I don't know too much about it though.
A co-op dice-driven game,
Yeah.
and there are standees, and it looks like you use like this cardboard cutout of the Blackbird to fly around.
Move around, yeah.
I hate all the artwork.
Yes,
I
was
hate it.
actually going to say that.
Hate
I'm
the look of
surprised
it.
that you did, because it looks like that '90s cartoon kind of thing.
I didn't really like the 90s cartoon.
Okay, I love the '90s cartoon.
No, see, X-Men and Marvel Comics too, but X-Men had a history of such great artists, especially from the early 90s, like Rob Liefeld and some guys like that, right? Like, so you've got like amazing, really cool X-Men art at your fingertips, and then they just go with like some digitally rendered, like not even good for the 90s cartoon.
I mean,
in my opinion,
it had that song though. That
yeah, I know. I like that song.
Pretty good.
I'll give you the song. I'm not going to argue there. But my issue is like the, I guess with the standees and everything, it looked like a game that I would have bought in like 1989.
Yeah,
at
a grocery
Geo
store.
Perry,
Yeah.
you know, like, that your grandma gets you, and you like it when you're 12 because it's the only X-Men game that there is.
Yes.
But now I look at it and it's like with the art just kind of being, and the dice don't even look.
Yeah, the dice are okay. They're standees.
The color of the die don't look great to me. You know what I mean? Like, you can make dice pop without having to do a lot. To them. I don't know. I was just left very meh.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I guess I don't know if they ever do this. If you know about this, but do you think they're going for a mass market thing with this game?
Maybe.
Does Fantasy Flight do that? Because
so the thing about standees, and I'm not down on the standees. I'm just down on the art. If the art on the standees is good,
combination of everything.
But if the art on the standees is good, like who cares? Like great, give it to me. So the standees, though, my point being, if I don't get too sidetracked, the point being is that the standees will keep the cost down.
Of course, yeah.
Right. So you might be onto something, right?
Yeah.
That might be I'm going to walk into a big box store.
You see that box art on a big box store counter. People are going to buy that. X-Men board game. Little kid. So I'm wondering if that's what they're going for with this, which is totally fine then. I just didn't see them.
And again, the game may be amazing. I'm happy to have my mind changed.
Yeah.
But first impression, I'm like, I'll pass.
And there are people out there that love it, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I was watching the video and I was like, oh, I don't like that.
Right.
Basically all I thought. So.
Yeah, nope, that's it. All right, so that's all my Fantasy Flight stuff. You got anything else?
Is that a joke?
For Fantasy Flight?
Well, there's one small thing, but there's one huge thing.
Well, I got one that I was saving for the end because I don't know anything else about it other than they revealed a box.
Yeah, that's the huge one.
And it's a big box, right?
So the other the other thing that was a small one was they talked about Legend of the Five Rings.
Oh yeah,
game.
Yep.
Yeah,
I play that role playing game and love that universe.
Okay.
But I've never played the card game.
Yeah, I didn't know that you had played the role playing game. That's interesting.
Because
they
first edition, baby.
They announced
I'm old.
2 more books for it: Fields of Victory and what is it? Something of the Lioness.
Yeah.
Bond and the Lion. I don't remember what it's called. But anyway, these are the last two. These are the last two things they're making. Well, this sentence confused me. So do you know more about this? They said these are the last RPG books Fantasy Flight will be releasing. They did not say for Legend of the Five Rings.
Yeah, no, they might be getting away from it, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see.
That sucks, man.
Because they killed their digital division.
Star Wars was good, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, they talked about this is going to be the cycle called Temptations for the Legends of Five Rings. That's like the card packs are all under that cycle Temptations or something. I don't know anything about the
I don't
card
play
game.
enough LCGs
it's just like that kind of game. So, I don't know. It looks interesting, like art-wise and stuff.
So, this might be one of the games I am most excited about coming up.
Huge.
Nope, I'm skipping. I'm saving that for later.
Oh, okay.
I'm saving that for the end because I'm that excited about it.
Okay.
But I'm going to move on to Pandasaurus.
Yeah, okay.
And I saw this box, and I was like, nope. Not in. I'm not interested. This box looks terrible. It's very specifically designed, like it's trying to make a statement. The game is called Control.
Oh yeah,
But it's
CTRL.
Yeah, like your keyboard
Yeah.
thing, right?
I did
And
see
it's
that.
just like all in black, like across the thing, and then there's like the funky like neon,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this box is not like doing anything for me.
Sure. It's
And
like
then
sequence.
I begrudgingly watched like a video where they were talking about it, and I'm like, I need this game right now. I need it in my life. I need to have it.
Interesting.
So Control, the board is basically it's a cube, like the size of a Rubik's cube, and there's all these holes in it, like Lego.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody's got a color, and on your turn, you place 3 of your blocks in a row on the cube. You stick them into the cube. They can go around the corner. They can go on top of other people's.
Okay.
And so you're building, and then you can put a flag at the end of your turn. You put a flag in one of your cubes, and it basically that's cube is safe. Nobody can build on it. And so the block gets bigger and bigger as people are like wrapping around, and then scoring goes off of like the surface area, like how much you control
Yeah.
by having it. It looks amazing. Like I've just like the idea of plugging in your things in the cube, like growing, and you got flags sticking out of the sides of it, as people are like holding their locations. I don't know. It looks really neat.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
looks like really simple to play, but like a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, stuff like that's cool. Like, what's that game? Planet, whatever. That game always looked cool to me.
But
where you literally are just putting magnet things on the ball. So
So it is they describe it as a 3D area control game with connectable cubes. It's 2 to 4 players and plays in like 20 minutes.
okay.
So like that's up my alley.
Yeah.
That is Control looks really neat. Did you see Sonora?
I mean, yeah, I've heard
Hey,
people talk about it for a couple weeks.
Flick,
Yeah.
dexterity rolling right.
Mm-hmm.
It looks interesting. The board's divided into like 4 quadrants, and as you're flicking, whatever quadrant it ends up in, you mark on your so everybody's got their own sheet that they're writing on, which also has. So if it's in like the cliffs area, then I score on my cliffs side of my thing.
Yeah, that's been getting a lot of hype.
Yeah, I wasn't. It looks fine. It looks really interesting. It's so unique that I've got to look at it, right?
Sure,
I got
that might be part of why it's like a lot of people are talking about it. It could be really good marketing and
Right.
and unique. Yeah.
But you and I, right, are a little cooler on rolling rights.
Correct.
As
And
a-
I didn't love the art design.
I didn't either.
So
But that's fine.
yeah.
Don't have to love the art.
Yeah, sure. It's super opinionated.
And one that I am also like not super excited about, but some people are going to be really happy for this. There's a Dinosaur Island Roar and Write. I know. This is not my design. I didn't come up with this. I really love Dinosaur Island. I think it is a great game. I was not interested in Duelosaur Island.
Okay.
I'm ready to be wrong. I will play it if somebody wants to play it, but I was just not interested enough to go out and seek it out and add it to my collection.
Yeah.
But I really like Dinosaur Island.
Mhm.
I have little to no interest in the Roar and Write.
Well, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'll play it. But
Yeah. As we just talked about with Sonora, we're just both, lukewarm on rolling rights.
Right.
So,
Right. Have you seen Gods Love Dinosaurs?
Yes.
So there's a
Yes.
tile drafting similar to like King Domino. Have you
Oh,
played
I've
King
seen
Domino?
this. No, I watched King Domino play it. It looks really cool.
Yeah. So everybody's got their own board and you're building off of it, right? So you're building and you're connecting like different terrain types.
Yeah.
And then on the terrain types, there are different kinds of animals. And then when a pile is exhausted, it triggers that animal.
Yes.
So and then it's like a food chain game. So dinosaurs are like at the top of the food chain and rats are at the bottom. So if you trigger like the tigers, they eat like the next thing down, right? Or the eagles, they eat the next thing down. And the dinosaurs will eat the carnivores. And then you get eggs and you score points.
Yes.
And you draft.
I did remember seeing a little video on that. I forgot though. Yeah, interesting.
It looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
It looks pretty fun. That I'm like way more interested in compared to Sonora or the Dinosaur Island Roll and Write.
Yes.
I
agree.
Gods Love Dinosaurs, like I'll really look at. Like, and also it looks like it's really like a family level kind of game. 2 to 5 players. I was excited to see that Pandasaurus is doing a reprint of this game because
Oh.
it was hard to find.
I don't know if I know
It's
this.
very expensive. Amongst my friends that have played it, we call it hate in a box because it is mean.
I don't think I'd like this game.
Oh, it is so mean. It is so much fun. Have you heard of Tammany Hall?
Oh, yeah, no, I've heard of it. I have no idea what it is.
Okay. So Tammany Hall is a board game based on like the 1860s politics of New York City. So have you heard of Boss Tweed? Boss
Yes.
Tweed was basically a government official in New York, in that time period. And it was all about dealings and backroom dealings and
Got it.
underhanded stuff, right?
So that's the game.
That is the game. That is the game. And it plays historically, like it plays on history. Like the theme is like so on point. So it's New York City. Immigration is really high. So you're getting like German immigrants, Irish immigrants, Polish. I forget what all the nationalities are. Okay. And in the original game, they are represented by colors of cubes. Okay. And then as they come in, you are going to have the opportunity to like sprinkle them through the districts. Okay. Then you're vying for control. Like, I'm going to do more favors for the Irish community. So then when you do voting, all the Irish are going to vote for you as you go through the sections, right?
So
and
you're
all
all running for office is the
kind
game?
of.
Okay.
And so constantly, and then scoring points.
Constantly.
And so, but so you the game is played like you might be evicting. Like, I know you've got a lot of the favor amongst the Germans. So I'm going to be moving all the German immigrants out of the parts of town to mitigate your control.
Sure.
So, but it's so like realistic to the time, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where they were just like manipulating these groups of people, because originally it started off as kind of like a, oh, well, we're going to help you out. And then, you just do us a favor later, kind of thing.
Sure.
To then where it's like, no, you owe us. We're going to just take this now. And really horrible. The game is so mean. It's so backstabby. It is so much fun. Last time we played, I was doing terribly. Surprise. But
Nope.
but I was Kingmaker.
Oh,
And
okay.
they all hated me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nope, I don't like you. I don't like you. You're not cool. I don't like you. You guys are all hosed. I'll like fight it out. And so I just screwed over everybody as best I could.
Wow.
Not even like oh, well, I like Pete a little bit better. Nope. Like, nope. It was really fun. And
Yeah.
it was just a joy. It's really mean. And you got to be thick-skinned. But all of that tangent, Pandasaurus is reprinting it, which is awesome. This game deserves a reprint.
Okay.
And it looks like they're updating some of the bits.
Okay.
So it's more than just cubes and stuff like that. But the artwork on the cards is all from like political cartoons of the time period and
Got
things
it.
like that. So it's so good. And the theme is so good. So as long as they keep all of that intact, which I think they are, because the box art is even the same. Like the box art that they showed in the video is the exact same box art, except it has like a Pandasaurus logo on it. So I want them to keep all of that the same. Like, it would be so good. I'm
Sure.
super excited about Tammany Hall.
Sounds fun, and by fun I mean horrifying.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, you ready for the one that I am like the most excited about ever?
Is this the big one?
I think so.
Okay.
Descent.
Yeah.
3rd edition.
So Descent, Journeys in the Dark. That's probably all we should say. I killed him twice in one day.
Oh my gosh. So I never played Descent 1st edition. I haven't played it.
Me neither.
I've seen it. I have a ton of stuff for Descent 2nd edition.
Me neither.
It's so good. Have you ever played it
Never
at
played
all?
it, and never played any
Oh
Descent.
man.
I have a friend who, him and his other friend
Okay.
went in and got everything for like
Oh.
Descent 2nd edition, and neither of them have played it yet. I mean, it was
gosh.
like years ago.
Sure.
So-
Well, here's the thing now, though, right? So when I first started playing Descent, you needed somebody to be the overlord and play against everybody
But then
else.
They made the app.
The app makes that game even better.
Sure. I mean,
And I am wary of app-driven games, but this is like the app is just an accessory.
it's a moderator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an accessory. You don't need it. Like, so I can still have this game. The app could no longer be supported, and we could still play this whole game.
Sure. I mean, I haven't played Descent, but that's the exact same thing that the Star Wars Dungeon Crawl did. Like,
Yep.
The app just
And
makes
it's
it better.
great.
So yeah.
Absolutely great. And they play very similar. So if Descent looks like something you would like, but you like the Star Wars universe better, go all in on that Star Wars stuff, man, because it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. I played through the whole like base game campaign solo and had an awesome time doing it. And now I need to, and then when I was done, I was like, I need more expansions so I can play more. Because your characters like level up,
Yep.
you know, and things like that. So I have no idea what they're going to do with third edition, but I know I've heard only that the upgrade from first edition to second edition was substantial.
Okay.
You know, so I'm hoping, and I could see some people looking at this and going, no, it's going to make all my second edition stuff obsolete. I say the nay. I'd say you still have a great game there, and one doesn't have to ruin the other. And if they make a good enough third edition, then you don't need to, like, you know, cry and get rid of your second edition. You know what I mean? Like, so when they did like Fury of Dracula, like third and fourth edition are very close together, but the changes between second and third edition were significant, right? So you couldn't really one really did kind of replace the other. I kind of feel that way about TI3 and TI4. Like, I still own Twilight Imperium 3. I don't have 4. But if I got 4, I would get rid of my 3.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But because they're so close.
They're very
close. But it's an improvement.
Just streamlined. Yeah.
But so if Descent is different, like as much as Descent 1 to 2, if Descent 3 is that much different, you can have both cohabitate and live very nicely.
That's a lot of shelf space, though.
Oh, man.
This is my Descent shelf.
Oh, gosh. It'd be right next to my Cthulhu War shelf.
Good point.
My Planet Apocalypse shelf.
Yeah. You have a problem, Tim.
My Arcadia Quest
video.
shelf.
I made up
This
all
is
the
just
fantasy flight
this
news.
is not real.
I made all this up.
Your production company's really good, man. One other little one that I forget what game company it's associated with. Did you see Santorini, New York?
No.
Have you played Santorini? Are you aware of it?
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
Okay. So Santorini, the interesting thing is it's based on that Italian city, like on the coast, right?
Called Santorini.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
Hence the name.
You're smart.
Yeah, sometimes. But the interesting thing about that is the all the game components are very stark because they're white, like that white marble or whatever, or alabaster or whatever it is that all the buildings are in Santorini are constructed of, right? With like the blue domes. So I'm interested to see how that translates to New York because all I've seen is the box cover.
Yeah.
And it's got like a Statue of Liberty on it with like, except it's got like the Santorini like character, like it's done like that
artwork.
caricature artwork of Lady Liberty.
Yeah, so they're gonna be like skyscrapers.
Maybe. Santorini works. One of the nice things about Santorini is that the colors, because the colors are so important to the theme. Right, for it fitting with what you are, because you're building the city of Santorini up, right? And it's multiple levels on the board because you're stacking levels and getting higher and higher.
What's this game called? Hold on. Santorini, New York?
The new one. Yeah.
It's just two different cities.
I don't know.
Like, what?
I don't know.
My brain just put. Yeah. Okay, I guess they couldn't just call it New York.
Right, because everybody would be like, what?
Santorini, yeah.
Where's New York at?
Or they could have said, like, New York, a Santorini game.
Maybe I wrote down Santorini, New York.
All I thought about was, like, now I want Santorini Gotham.
Oh, sure.
That's all I was thinking about that whole time.
That'd be boring, though. It'd just be black and gray.
That brown
Dark.
sepia color. Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah.
Smells like
but
sewage.
As you go up on the rooftop, see, like, I'm Batman, you're Robin. As we go up on the rooftops, we also have to fight bad guys.
So what would you do at the top of the roof to, like, cap the building? Because you do that in
Put
Santorini.
a bat signal on every single
rooftop.
Batman's like, I will own this city.
Woo! Commissioner Gordon's going to be busy. So I know that's all I got.
That's all I got.
I know there's
all we've got.
There's so much more, guys. There's so much more. But that's what we've got for just this little news blurb for y'all. Please feel free to tell us what you think about some of the stuff you're excited about. Yeah. Because we are gonna that Venn diagram, right, where there's overlapping. You're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff we missed. There's stuff that I know that I've seen and already forgotten. Yes. That I was excited about when I first saw it.
I actually watched the video for Control when it first came out. I didn't remember a thing about it.
Oh my gosh, dude, Control. Why do you hate me? That game looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, cool.
Oh, I will stab you.
I know.
Control's so good. Again, I got a pen.
Dang it.
I got a pen. But yeah, let us know. Let us know if you're excited about some of these rolling rights that we're kind of cold on. Tell us why we're wrong.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Tell us what's so special about them that we should be like, no, that is crazy, and it's cool, and we're idiots.
Yeah. I mean, really, mostly Dan, but
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
My middle name is Weir.
I don't get it.
Because we're idiots. So it's just me.
All right, guys. I think we got to go because Gencon has melted all our brains.
You watch that many videos and stuff, man. Game over, man.
Game over, man. The good news, right, is the hobby's still alive and well and thriving.
Yeah, well.
So, for Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
I've been Weir.
And that's been Gencon, kind of? We'll see you next time.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.